face off fate, roll the dice. Intense drumming, a heartbeat sync. Pop punk screaming on the brink. Tension builds with each move. Proving battles we improve. Charge the fields, ready to fight. Masters of the stars shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. Turn sailor, ready to strike. Masters of the stars shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. High hearts burning through the night. Strumming, a heartbeat sync. Pop punk screaming on the brink. Tension builds with each move. Proving battles we improve. Charge the fields, ready to fight. Masters of the stars shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. Turn sailor, ready to strike. Masters of the stars shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night.
Alright, welcome to all you StarCraft fans out there. My name is HyperTurtle. I am Commissioner of the FSL and also Captain of the team Infinite Cycles. We are getting closer and closer to our new season, and what season would be complete without some new blood? So we are going to be meeting some of our most recent recruits here, and then, even better than that, we're going to be seeing them in action. So first of all, I'm going to be bringing in Chatomic, and let's see, be Tarkor. Alright, welcome. You are on camera, you are on audio, you are on stream. Welcome to the FSL.
Thank you.
Is everything looks good? Camera's good?
As far as I can tell, let's see. We're just adding you here. Yeah, it looks a little bit dark at the bottom. There we go, now we gotcha. Yeah, it's been a little bit inconsistent, but yep. Welcome to our special Fun Star League. And I'd like to tell two of you just to say a little bit about yourself. Let the audience get to know you. Starting with Tarkor.
Sure. A little bit about me. I'm 24, just had a baby a couple months ago. I've been playing StarCraft since StarCraft 1 growing up. Started playing whenever StarCraft 2 came out, I think 2010. Very casually. Only kind of really dove back in like maybe the last year or so. But great game. So,
Alright,
glad to be here.
And Chatomic.
One second. Well, yeah, my name is Charlie. I'm like 18 now, and I started playing StarCraft in 2020, if I recall correctly. So it's been like 4-5 years now, and I've been grinding a little bit here and there on the ladder, and managed to reach like Diamond 1 a couple months ago. So yeah, pretty proud of myself.
So we got ourselves a Brood War veteran and someone who joined in just in time for them to say that they wouldn't be putting out any more paid content. I love it. Alright. Alright, so we're going to be having the two of you play against each other. This is going to be on Frostline.
Alright.
Let's make sure you've got the proper races, whatever color you want. This is the time for you to strut your stuff before the big team drafts start up. No pressure,
Alright.
seriously, this is all for the fun of it. So I'm going to move you to your separate chat rooms, and then we're going to head to the battlefield.
Awesome.
Alright.
Alright, we are going in for some Terran versus Terran action. Both these guys are around the Diamond 1 level. And as they are practicing their competitive StarCraft, I am practicing remembering to switch scenes in OBS. And I'm going to pat myself on the back for this one, because I was able to do it before casting 30 seconds of something that no one else can see. Alright, GLHF. In the upper right, we have the pink Terran. He is Chatomic. His opponent, the Terran, in the red. He will be facing him from the southwest corner, and he is Tarkor. Right now, pretty much in sync with each other. We have them both putting their supply depots up on the high ground ramp. Moving on to the barracks. I love how higher you get, the more standard it all becomes. People in Diamond, people in Masters, they practice and practice and practice, and I gotta say, I admire them for that. My practice sessions usually get interrupted fairly quickly. And yes, this is just a best of one. This is going to be a chance for players to get an idea of who else is going to be playing. This could be a chance for captains to get an idea of who's up there. And what do we have here? We have an SCV, maybe just looking to make sure there's no proxy, or maybe trying to do Nope, I don't think he's up to anything particularly sneaky right now. Refinery just about complete. Both of them are going double gas right now. So I think we're going a little bit tech heavier. Chatomic is going to be going for the Reaper Scouts, whereas Tarkor is just very carefully making sure to cover the ground where there might be some hidden proxy buildings. Anyone who's watching, just let me know whether or not you can hear me alright. I can see that the video is coming through well. Tarkor is going with the first expansion. And very similarly, you gotta tell these guys are playing on the same ladder level, because they are both checking for the same kind of tricks. Making sure that there's nothing being hidden right around where their third would be. Two Reapers clash against each other with Chatomic, getting the first hit off, and Tarkor retreating back. That Reaper is getting a bit low in health, but does make it to the high ground. SCV is being driven away from working on the expansion, getting chased off, and it will go down. Of course, that doesn't put Chatomic that far ahead, as he is only just starting on building his expansion. Reaper versus Reaper action. Pegging each other with those double pistols and dropping bombs anywhere they can. Starports. Let me tell you, that's one of the most important things with casting, remembering which race has the starport, which race has the stargate. But the starport has been completed for Chatomic. Both the Reapers struggling life and death against each other, neither of them quite going down. And we have a Cyclone just about to pop from Chatomic. Ooh, if he's not careful, that SCV did survive long enough to complete that building. I'm very much seeing some very similar steps being taken on both sides. Defensive Cyclones coming out, followed by siege tanks. One of the biggest things with Terran is just making sure that all of your boxes are checked. Various things that people can do to mess up your early game. That you have a defense against each of them. Vikings. Oh. And there we go. No more Reapers left in this game. And likely no more coming. The medevac coming along for Chatomic. Structures right now, they're just starting to add some more barracks to the mix. And no, I guess there was another Reaper. Just shows you can't trust me. Right now, Charcor a little bit ahead in the supply count. Pleased to have workers, though. Here we go. We are having a fairly early move out. The Reaper does see that it's coming. Medevac, multiple Marines, a siege tech, and a Cyclone all making their way towards the enemy base. Stim research is about a third of the way done for Chatomic. Cyclone goes out to beat them, but that could, yeah, that Cyclone does not last long. There is a siege tank in place, but I think Chatomic's siege tank would be sieging itself. Did get quite a bit of damage in against the Marines, though. 2 siege tanks on both sides, but right now Tarkor very much lacking in Marines and Marauders. Relying entirely on some mech here. He's getting ready to land an orbital, but that orbital is forced to reverse course. Right now there is a command center in production on the other side of the map, and we have a couple of siege tanks just seeing if they can reach anything on that high ground. So right now Charcor not really feeling too much pressure, but he does have to keep those enemy units in mind. Good number of Vikings on the part of Charcor with more on the way. He is seeing if he can go ahead and land that orbital. That's 5 Vikings. They can manage to land right next to the siege tank. That can do quite a bit. Those Marines have something to say about it, though. Instead, they are actually heading across the map. +1 attack. Close to finishing for Chatomic, and that orbital still cannot find a good place to land right now. Armor also being researched on the pig side. Let's see what these flyers can do while the main offense is on the other side of the map. We have 3 barracks in production for Chatomic. Those Vikings land in, and they are on their raid. They take out the SCVs who are building all of those, but that siege tank is going to hurt them pretty badly. They are waddling their way into the worker line. Will the medevacs take some reinforcements over? That still leaves 4 Vikings, 2 Vikings, no Vikings. Chatomic able to cut off those units, but he lost 11 workers in the meantime. Right now, Charcor has a very significant worker lead, but Chatomic evening things out with a very high army lead. So if he wants to catch up here, it's not going to be enough just to contain his opponent. He's going to want to actually do some serious economic damage. The Vikings landing right by the siege tanks. Siege tanks are trying to right-click away, and both of them go down. However, these Marines also chasing after the Vikings. And finally, this expansion is able to land. Chatomic already has his on the ground, but has not got any workers mining just yet. As is quite a few Marines here, but the tank count also pretty intimidated and very spread out right now, too. Those various siege tanks able to defend each other. And get ready. This is what healing is all about. Look at how quickly he was able to get all his Marines back to full health. Right now, both of them just seeing what they can do as far as getting a third going. Shatomic has some SCVs on his third. Well, Charkor going with the... Oh, we have a big drop ready to go. A few Marines that have to stay behind. But he scans to the high ground. He is going to see just how much damage he can do. Land them right next to the siege tank. This is where that bigger army count is going to come in handy. Steadying and winning. Siege tank does get a shot off, that goes down afterwards. Then we've got these Vikings, which are not going to be a good match for the Marines, but do manage to take the medevacs out. And we have a siege tank shooting at the mules in the bottom ground. We did lose an orbital. Shatomic is doing really well with this attack, and before much longer, there isn't going to be much Tarkor can do. Tarkor decides to go ahead and do another Viking raid. Multiple Vikings on their way across the map. 37 workers are down, and the buildings are floating off. And right now, I think Shatomic has more than enough Marines to defend against this Viking counterattack. I don't think this is going to go into much of a base trade. 37 workers are dead. And there we go. Marines stimming on top of the Vikings. Vikings only... Yep, and we have the GG. Shatomic has taken it. I'm going to get everyone in here for a moment. All right. Excellent matchup. Both of you doing some very significant damage to each other. Those drops and those Vikings raids. Very well done.
Yeah.
In the end, I think we ended up in a situation where Tarkor had way more economy, but Shatomic, you still had the army, and you were able to use that to full effect. Any thoughts about the match?
Well, I think you got me good with the Viking. I could have prepared more in case of a run-by or something like that. But yeah, I had troubles with like the micro for a moment, or with the Marines, because like you had a lot of siege tanks, like basically sieged everywhere. So I had a lot of troubles getting to base. But I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe a Doom Drop will do the trick. And then
It's one way to do it. TVT can turn around in a dime, and also want to compliment the Reaper control in the early match. Neither of those guys were willing to die.
yeah,
For real, that was intense. You're really fast, dude. I was like, man, I don't know how he can be watching it this whole time. Like, is he doing anything else?
well, at the same time, I am like 1 minute and 47 seconds supply box, and you're like only 43, so I might be over microing a bit. So.
Yeah, that Doom Dropper is really good. I usually I like to patrol Vikings, but I usually do that in the beginning of the game, and then I kind of, once I take my third, I usually am like pretty set. But I never really got to take it because you were doing a really good job containing. And then I think I moved out across the map with the Vikings right when you dropped, and so I had to try to come back, but I was already dead. It was really good timing, really painful.
Yeah.
Okay, and Shatomic, did you want to, before you have to go, did you want to take another stab at it and take on a Masters player?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Alright. Medic Jr. has been a fan of this group for a while, but we're still kind of waiting to have some other players at his level. So here, I'm going to move around.
Oh,
Hello.
here now.
So we're going to switch a couple people. Alright, welcome to Medic Jr. So, I know you've been hanging out a bit, you've been waiting for a good opportunity, so today's show matches, so we're going to see how well you fit in with some of the crop that we're currently bringing in here. Medic, just tell me a little bit about yourself. You've been very active in our Discord and our Twitch chats.
I've been playing since late 2022. I'm a Terran player, and I'm in between Masters 3 and Masters 2 at MMR right now, or North America. I used to be in Platinum Heroes, but they had a bad coach, so I just left. And then I went to Team Gosu, and the same happened there. So I'm teamless right now, but like that doesn't really matter, I think.
Yeah, well, I know they definitely did their share of events too. So we're going to give this a shot anyway, and see how well our top players can hold up. We're going to be doing El Dorado. Oh, and here, let me invite you to the party too.
Can we do a different map?
Yep, sure. Tell you what, each of you suggest one, and I'll flip a coin.
Alright.
You want Frostline?
Well, I don't know the maps of the ladder, so
Okay.
Like a
We can-
standard map.
Yeah,
It's
we
like
can just
standard.
we can just go back to Frostline again, since you just got a shot at that anyway.
you pick whatever. I'm just fine with it.
Okay, I'm inviting you to game, Medic. Alright, let's give this a shot. We're expanding out to quite a few other things, so even if we don't get into the team stuff this time around, it's a good opportunity. Alright. Both of you ready?
Yep.
Both of you ready? Alright, now I got my voice back. Alright, let's do this.
Can I deafen? Can I deafen?
Yeah, I'm gonna be moving both of you to other channels as well. But let's go ahead and deafen. Alright, away we go, back on Frostline once again. And once again, Terran versus Terran, and indeed they will go burr, because Frostline is very close. GLHF with a really cheerful face there. In the upper right, we have the winner of our last match. This is the pink Terran. He is Chatomic. In the lower right, lower left, the red Terran looking to do Medic Senior proud. We have Medic Junior. Alright, once again, popping those supply depots down at the same time. Very curious, because Medic Junior has been interested in joining in for a while. I'm very curious what he can bring. I've done some Platinum Heroes myself. It's, sometimes you gotta meet with the right people. Love it. Terran, very much you want to just take a peek around. Just make sure that there's no surprises just hiding. Junior's doing the SCV scout. I don't think there's going to be any surprises here. Supply depot closed behind him. Will he let that, yep, he's going to let that SCV leave. There's a Reaper on the way from both players, and it's interesting just how close the timing still is, even though Medic Jr. set the SCV across the map, so he's a tiny bit behind as far as gunman is. Very soon, we will be some Reaper's Clutch. SCV wishes best of luck to his friend the Reaper. Alright. Stomach actually a little bit quicker on the draw when it comes to the grenade, but both of them are moving back. Damage being done, but we have a second Reaper from the Medic Man. No interruptions to the construction of that command center. Got factors on both sides. Medic Jr. going with the Hellion. Music is very loud compared to casting. Okay. Let me see what I can do about that. Thank you. I'm still getting my settings down. Alright, testing. Let me know if that's any better. Right now, Atomic has his starport up. Well, it is just completing also for Medic Jr. And we have a classic mobile army heading across. We have 3 Reapers, 2 Hellions. Defending on the other side, we got a Reaper and a Cyclone, but those might be a little bit outmatched, both by mobility and just by general firepower. It does turn around. Medic is researching the disruption matrix, interference matrix. A bit better. Just the music part a tiny bit more. I think we can leave the sound effects about the same. Here we are moving in right now. And look at that grenade. It bounces everything in different directions. Atomic is on top of that, but there are more reinforcements coming. A couple of Marines on the way. Looks like Medic Jr. is heading home right now. He does have a notable worker lead. 7 SCVs ahead. Medevac in production for Atomic. One big difference here is that Atomic there has a couple of engineering bays where they go, oh, and there we go with a drop. Double Cyclone drop. See what they can do and whether they can get away. The auto turret did not actually go down because these Cyclones were in the way. Did not pick up until that interference matrix is done. Fortunately, Cyclones are kind of mobile, but they go down. Only the medevac escapes. Now Medic Jr. is definitely solidifying his supply lead. At least as far as workers go, Atomic does have a little bit bigger of an army. Medic Jr. eager to keep the pressure on, so he has got a very nice mixed force moving across, this time with a couple siege tanks supporting, and we have a Liberator from Atomic ready to see if he can interfere with the mining. Liberator's right there. There is not a lot to contest that liberation zone. Does manage to prevent or delay at least the construction of one of the engineering bases. RWC attacks with sight from the Raven get a cancel on a command center. And here we go. 2 Vikings immediately out there to take the Liberator out. Right now, Atomic does still have a little bit of an army supply lead, but not much of one. Here we go. Looks like he's getting ready to see if he can do a cleanup. Reaper goes down. Sacrifice just to get a better look at what's going on. But right now this is 1 siege tank against 3. And there are Vikings coming across too to expand the sight range. This stream is also on YouTube on the Psystorm Gaming channel. thank you to everyone who's watching right now. This is just a warm-up. We are checking out some of the new recruits for when the next season of FSL started. Interference Matrix on the 1 siege tank. This is a lot of firepower moving there. A lot of Chitomic's units are in those medevacs, going for that big drop. He is going to rely heavily on that. Orbital is floating away. We have 4 siege tanks just shelling at his opponent's natural. Marines are there to defend, and we also have a bunch of workers seeing if they contribute to the damage. 15 of Medic Junior's workers do go down. That's to even out the worker supply count. But that's also leaving Chitomic without a lot of army to go back and defend. And despite the fact that the workers are even, most of Chitomic's workers are just retreated into his main base. So they're not really doing anything at the moment. Viking versus Viking fight right now. Tanks are not sieged at the moment. And Medic Jr. is just about to complete +1 and combat shields. Neither player has combat shields just yet, just STEM. Here we go. Medevac returning. Considering he is called Medic Jr., I have not seen a whole lot of medevacs from him. Not a criticism, but an observation. Alright, here we go. That's a lot of siege tanks to move into, not to mention a lot of Marines. I don't think this is gonna last long. There we go. GGWP. I'm gonna bring everyone in here.
GG.
Alright, welcome back. Go back to the interview cams. Alright, very impressive. And I think Medic Jr. just really managed to keep the pressure on there.
Yeah.
And also pretty prepared for the drops and the liberators, so well done. So, Chitomic, how do you think you held up there?
Well, I kind of slipped up on my macro. I'm not gonna lie. He had like basically 71 workers. I had 44, which is not acceptable, to say the least. Well, I tried to do like a heavy, like an intensive match in terms of like aggression. So we had like the double cyclone, the liberator, the drop at the end was kind of bad. I should have stayed at home with the 2 medevacs, but yeah, definitely
Yeah,
tried to do
I
that.
think we're still doing a very good job keeping up, Medic Jr. So, yeah, as things go, we're still kind of waiting to get a few more Masters players in. But we're doing quite a few other stuff. The other option we might have is just off racing. So, it's stuff we can talk about, but it was great finally seeing you in action here. And we're going to be moving on to another... Chitomic, I know you probably have to go pretty soon.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Later on, we might do a little bit of team. We might do a little bit of FFA. We shall see. Let me see who we've got next, though. We have Revenant Rage and SCV, sir. All right, thanks a lot. We will be rotating around now.
See ya.
Oh,
Hey, welcome to Revenant Rage. Welcome to SCV, sir.
hello. Hello.
Let's shift the cameras around here.
Wasn't Shade Healer gonna go second?
Actually, I think you're right. Here, let me check. Good catch. Shade Healer, Diamond 3. Okay. Maybe Shade Healer and Sunlight. Or how about Shade Healer and Nuclear, actually? Alright, yeah, let me shift around. Alright, Shade Healer, and is it Suppuli?
Hello?
Hi. So we are ready for another diamond match here. Can you hear me alright?
I can hear you.
Okay.
What's going on?
Oh, wanted to know if you guys are ready for a match.
Well, yeah, sure.
Okay, good to hear. Alright, so we got Shade Healer, and then how do you say Sopuli? Or am I saying it right? How far off am I?
Sopuli.
Sopuli. Okay, Sopuli.
Yeah.
And no, Matheson is a bot. A very nice bot, but a bot nonetheless. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
so-
we're gonna be ready for a match.
Okay, well, I mean, I know Shade Healer, you mentioned that you've got a little bit limited time, so I just figured you guys are pretty close. Diamond 1 and Diamond 2, I believe? Alright, so, here, first of all, Shade Healer, tell us a little about yourself.
So I've been playing on and off for about 7 years. And I play a lot. I play all kinds of games. I started with RTS games when I was 4. I didn't know what I was doing, but it's been in my blood ever since. And it's really sad when nobody else plays RTSs. And StarCraft was the game that really challenged me. And so I've just kept playing it a little bit. I am a little bit rusty right now, so I really hope I'm gonna luck out and somehow win, but I'm not feeling confident.
You know, rust is pretty common. You'll find a lot of people in our group, have kids, have jobs, have other games, so... A lot of us rise and fall, I definitely do. Not so much because I don't play a lot of StarCraft 2, but because sometimes I throw myself off between jumping around between races and spending a lot of time trying to finish up on co-op. But we got the StarCraft players here. Alright, and Sopuli.
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 Yeah, sorry.
Sopuli. Sopuli's alright, good.
Yeah, like... Yeah, StarCraft 2 has been like an on and off. Now it's really on. I started like in 2018, I think, 2017. At first, I was like kind of trying it out and seeing if I can like get the hang of it. Couldn't really like see the how the progress was made, and I played Zerg then, and as I do now, so it was quite confusing. But then like last year, I started it again and really got like into it deep, and then I just like 6 months I climbed to like diamond and have really been enjoying it.
Okay. Got a little bit of trouble with my Discord right now. One moment. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, so any map preferences? Do we want to do? Let's see.
My only preference is that there is no second base defended by the first one.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Anything else goes.
All right. Second base.
Big game
defender.
hunter.
Yeah, you know, I was getting a little bit more familiar. I don't think there's ever been an official Big Game Hunter for StarCraft 2, but I know there was an unofficial one they actually used on that, like, BlizzCon line deal. I was like, huh, where did this come from? Alright, so... What about ley lines? Would that be okay?
Don't know it by heart, but I believe yes.
Okay, and also I don't
Ley
see-
lines have the back base, doesn't it? I mean, wait, does it?
I don't
No,
think
no, it
so.
doesn't. Okay,
No.
yeah, ley lines is good.
Okay. And I don't see you guys in StarCraft 2 right now. You gotta join the FSL channel.
How do I join that?
Just here, I'll put the instructions in the general chat.
FSL.
I think I'm in it, but there's like only. I think I see you there. Freedom.
Oh, here we go. Shade Healer, here we go.
Am I in?
Invite to party. You might be. Let me just figure things out.
Mhm. So I'm counting that my. Oh no, Sopuli, you are European Diamond 1, yes?
Yeah.
Not Diamond 1, no Diamond 1, not that
Oh,
good.
okay, okay.
We'll see, and that's also one of the reasons why we're doing these matches, just to see where people fit in. But no, I
Mhm.
still don't see Sopoli in the FSL chat.
Well, I'm in like some form of an FSL
You might
chat.
be.
Uh, I like see Psystorm Freedom in the chat. There's two only people here.
Okay. And is this on North America?
Uh, no, I'm actually in Europe.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait, let
Oh,
me.
So for this one, you're gonna have to log out, switch
me-
regions, and then join up again.
menu and global ball.
Okay,
So not actually even log out.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
wait, like menu,
Uh,
those
Menu and then top right is global ball, the world.
and Americas. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, current.
Okay, I was in the wrong
Yep.
wrong
Well, I
region.
mean, it's right region for you. We just gotta be able to invite you though. And then yeah, go ahead and go to that channel again.
Yeah, I had to do the same thing a few minutes ago, so I already knew how it works.
Yeah, we've got some other European players. We've even got some from Africa. So
Oh,
it's
that's
a
really
global
cool.
affair.
Thank you so much for doing this, by the way.
Yeah, definitely. We were having a blast, and the more the merrier. Okay, so let me know when you've joined the channel or the chat, whatever.
I have joined. Yeah.
Okay, here.
Does
There you
Sopuli
are.
see my
Party.
my face and everything as
Yep.
well?
Find your party.
Uh,
No, that just on the
no.
stream. And
Okay,
as soon as
so
we're
afterwards, so Sopuli, later you see you will see this Moomin toy. Itif Night.
Awesome.
Right.
So we settled on ley lines. All right, going ahead and inviting to the lobby. And I'm gonna move
Will
the
we
two of
be
you.
staying with you, like in the
I'm gonna be
voice?
putting you in different voice chats. That's why we got
Okay,
lobby
so
one,
we
lobby
won't
two.
hear each other. We won't hear you.
Right, you won't get the play-by-play, I'm afraid.
Okay. Oh yeah,
That's
of
a
course.
shame.
Alright, next up, join the lobby.
Yeah, it's
Probably.
entering the lobby,
Okay, good.
right?
Probably gotta download this version of it, yeah. Alright, moving you to different chats right now.
Okay. Good luck.
Have fun. Yeah, we're just waiting on them. It's possible it might still be downloading up. There we go. Alright, we are ready to rock. Got a couple of high-level players here. Looks like they're going to be going with Protoss and Zerg. Shade Healer is ready. Alright, here we go. lines, a newer map. In the upper right, we have our blue Zerg, and he is Soppily. And his opponent, the Protoss. In the red, he is Shade Healer. And indeed, let's go. Took a little bit of setting up there, but everything moves along. So we have the usual low ground pylon at the expansion. And hatchery first from our Zerg. Except here's where things are a little bit different. We're going with a Forge expand. And there is indeed a probe in the enemy base, so I smell cannons coming right up. There's the pylon. If Soppily is playing standard, then that Overlord is going to head straight to his natural mineral area. Just waiting for the pylon to complete. And we're going to see how well our Zerg player can handle one of the biggest headaches on the ladder these days, right? Here we go. We have a drone pull right now. They are kind of bunching up on one side, though. I think both those cannons are going to complete, so he's going to have to fall back and possibly expand somewhere else. Do not keep attacking those. That is not going to go well for you. Those drones aren't going to last long, I'm afraid. Right now there's a Queen in production. Those are those. And he retreats, but only with one drone left. Gateway is in production on the other side. And the cannon is within range of the hatchery and any eggs it produces. And now the best thing to do is probably going to be building a hatchery somewhere else. The problem is, he's 10 workers behind right now. Certainly don't. Also, for the last very long against that cannon, I really prefer Ravagers right now. Yeah, that cannon is still up. It is on its last leg, but it is still up. However, I think it will be eliminated with the hatchery still surviving, so there is that defensive cannon going down at home. Or just a pylon, actually. There we go. So despite it all, Soppily has cleaned everything up. He is behind and expanding, very much behind in workers right now. Zergling speed only just started. And I think this is going to be well enough walled off, those Zerglings are not going to be able to make it through. That is 7 Zerglings total. Might as well make use of that forge. +1 attack is almost done. Cells get lured out a little bit, but not very far. No permanent damage, just shields. Robotics Facility and Roach Warren are the tech paths being chosen right now. Soppily still hasn't been able to expand to a third. However, back home, not a lot of workers on Shade Healer's Natural just yet. So I think after all of that chaos, both of them have a little bit of work to do as far as their economy, but especially Soppily. So, Roach Warren is finished. And Robotics Facility is finished. Observer coming out. This is interesting. Shade Healer was going with +1 attack. He is already close to halfway through researching Wait, is that +2 or is that... Okay, that's +1 armor, so 1-1. Zealots look like they're very much going to be the flavor of the day along with Immortal. Rather interestingly, no Twilight Council just yet. Here we go, Zealots are on the march. We've got this Observer checking things out. Gas is being taken, but still no third expansion. Zealots are splitting up a little bit. There's that Twilight Council right now. Here we go. Making the most of the detection and just taking out a bunch of active creeps. Just seeing what they can get done. Here come the Zerglin reinforcements. There are queens in the march as well. And here we go. One Immortal, but plenty more Zealots. The Zealots so far are pretty banged up. That Immortal can do a lot of damage to the Roaches, though. And in the end, those queens might just be a little bit outnumbered. Here come the Zerglins. They have speed. They're getting their surrounds in. You're +1/+1 to Proton Director. Yeah, Shade Healer is just a little bit ahead as far as army goes. The queen does go down. I think this offensive isn't last too much longer. Still, it's Immortal. Down to do even more damage. Take out another queen, why not? There's only one active queen right now. And we have another Immortal and 5 more Zealots on their way across the map. So Sopley's going to have to come up with a good answer to this. And get enough of the pressure off them to just catch up. Right now, we are at 40 workers to 53. He has taken a third, but it does not have a new percentage. Well, it's just arriving right now. Those Roaches can do pretty well against the Zealots, but not against the Immortals. So it's all about position. It's all about what he has where. And those Zealots are just going to keep coming. We have Charge almost completed. Shade Healer has really been on top of his upgrades. Shield's almost done as well. We have Templar Archive. Roach speed is being researched. His damage is just going to accumulate, though. He just does not have enough roaches to do much with this. +1 range attack is being researched. Those Zealots are being let loose right in the mineral line at the natural. Mortal Justice stepping ahead. Doing more and more damage. Those workers that suddenly just can't afford to lose. He is moving them over to the other base. Those Zealots are still doing damage. The Immortals, meanwhile, kind of cut off from the Zealots a little bit, but just punching those buildings right now. Yes, Cannon Rush is a 1-1. Definitely very nice and mineral heavy. Those can potentially complement each other. I'd also like to note Shade Healer is looking at taking that rich geyser. Now, hopefully he knows that he also has to mine out that mineral patch in order to have access to it. And these Immortals very much living up to their name. They are just not dying easily. Down to 19 drones left. And there are even more going down. I don't think this is going to be able to last much longer. More roaches dying. We're down to 19 supply against 93, so he basically doesn't have any options left. I think we're going to be seeing the GG very soon. There are people hitting every mineral line. Hatchery goes down. And we are doing damage against the lair, and we have GG's. Bring them in, talk quick. Alright, crazy little game.
Yeah,
Hi.
indeed.
They were mentioned in the chat. A lot of these guys have not seen that kind of like cannon rush into mass zealot build before.
Yeah. Do you want me to comment on that?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So I've like my favorite matchup is Protoss versus Zerg, and I've noticed that many Zerg struggle against Cannon Rush, and their follow-up to that is always they're first gonna use Zerglings, and I rushed my attack upgrade so that I could two-shot Zerglings. Right after that, my experience is that usually they follow up with roaches, and so I immediately started countering roaches blindly by going immortals. So this is the one thing that I do, and I pray that it works. And from there, if I was gonna meet Mutalisks, I had a few Archons already there, but it's something that often works, but I still prayed and I fumbled so much. Like my side of the screen was complete panic. I had so much miss micro like workers placed haphazardly into gases, and like everything was falling apart. But I just knew that if I keep on the pressure, I might win. So I just threw everything I had at Sopuli, just praying that he must be falling sooner than I am.
Alright.
So yeah.
And Yosopoli, I think a lot of it just came down to that you kept attacking with the drones after there were 2 cannons almost complete. Yeah, it's just something to practice against.
Yeah, possibly.
Go ahead.
I think the first mistake was that I got the Overlord too late. Like I think that was the like I realized immediately when I did it that like I was okay, this Overlord is way too late. I should have gotten it earlier. Because if I had gotten it earlier, I would have spotted the pylon and immediately would have gotten it like shut down with the workers. Yeah, I think that was the biggest turning point. Other than that, I probably could have maybe like collected more roaches, like rallied them up more, rather than like just trying to like one at a time, trying to make them work. Yeah, it's
It's practice. That's all there is to
yeah,
it. And
yeah,
the more you
like
ladder, the more you get
Protoss.
cannon rushed.
Yeah, that. Yeah, if you can count on one thing, is that Protoss has the cheese. Yeah,
Yep,
it's
that's why I played. But thank you so much, because it was actually really intense, and I can still feel my hands shaking.
It's amazing how different it feels when like you're on stream, something like that. It's like no matter how much you've gotten comfortable with ladder, it just feels different. And I know exactly what you're talking about. And my little prayers tend to be that that shaking doesn't involve misplacing a pylon to where my nexus is supposed to be.
Yeah.
But you get used to it too, and that's what it's all about. So when you
but
wrap
yeah,
up,
no hard feelings about the cannon rush. GG's too. Like it's a skill of its own to like make it work that way.
Yeah, and honestly, like the next time we play, you probably won't be late with that the Overlord, and then it's gonna
Yeah.
completely fail, and then it's gonna be another battle of like, do I make enough zealots versus your roaches, and we will never
Yeah.
know until we play again.
well, there's going to be a lot of games coming up. I mean, unless the two of you end up getting drafted to the same team, then you just don't have to worry about each other. You can still practice. Remember,
That's
what
true.
teammates are for.
Of course.
So, what I'd like to do is I'd like to get Revenant Rage and SCV Sir here for real this time, and then just get a nice gold match in so we can have a change of pace. But please do stick around, okay?
We'll try.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Bye.
don't stick around if you have somewhere to go, of course, but
Yeah.
keep an eye on this, because we do plan to do a little bit more. Alright, see you in a moment. All right, let's get you guys in here for real this time. So I need to switch these around. All right, there we go. Okay,
Hang on,
so
you said you were grabbing SCV, sir, right? You grabbed medic.
oh boy. Now, this is why I'm practicing too.
Mondays, right?
Early Monday is the worst kind of Monday. Hey, SCV sir.
Howdy.
So SCV sir has been hanging around with us over at MN Barcraft. Revenant Rage, meanwhile, you're one of the captains. You've been getting your share of FSL in. So SCV sir, I'd just like to hear a little bit about you.
Well, game related or life related?
You know, how about game life related? Just a bit of history about you and StarCraft.
I've been playing StarCraft since I was 12 in '97, and I've just played casually for throughout my life, really. As I would uh, enjoy other games, I'd always come back to StarCraft. StarCraft 1, obviously, for many, many years. And then StarCraft 2 coming out, I was, super hyped about that and played it a lot. And as the expansions came out, that's when I basically stopped playing as much. So when Heart of the Swarm came out, I stepped out for about 10 years and recently came back in.
So 1997, does that mean you were playing the beta?
No, that means I was playing on release, basically.
Okay.
I had a friend actually gift me the game.
Alright, for the record, for those who are really heavy on trivia, it's actually the end of March 1998, but I'm not going to deduct any points for you on that one, okay? Alright, now CV sir, go ahead and join the group 2.
Okay, are you talking about the FSL in the game?
Yeah.
I'm there.
Alrighty. And Revenant Rage. See, what's... Rage is Raiders is the name of your team, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's someone who's shown a lot of improvement, and I see you now have the platinum border. Wow. Also, Revenant Rage, I believe you subscribe to the Twitch channel, so thank you very much. Anyone else who feels like following his example, don't be shy. Alright, so we're going kind of more at our Code A level right now. Any preferences as far as ladder maps go?
I don't have a preference.
I don't either. And also, just to make it a little bit more fair, I'll be off racing this match because my Protoss is just below Diamond.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, Platinum 1. Alright, we're going to bring you into lobby. And then I'm going to be moving both of you into your separate groups. And then the two of you will try to kill each other. Sound fair?
Yep.
Alright.
Alright, enjoy. Alright, here we go. New blood versus slightly old blood. Revenant Rage isn't brand new here, but he's still one of our newer players, so we're going to be doing Terran versus Zerg. On Whispers of Gold, no less. So this is going to be fun, because SCV Sir and I, we've been doing a little bit team 2v2 together as I try to wrap up my team versus achievements. And he's definitely been showing some improvement. And sometimes I'm just amazed by how quickly people improve once they're actually preparing for matches like this. In the lower right, we have our light blue Terran. He is Revenant Rage. And his opponent, the Zerg. In the purple, he is SCV Sir. Oh wow, double extractor cancel. I love it. As Revenant Rage says, he usually plays Protoss, not Terran. So it's going to be a different kind of mix. SCV Sir going ahead, taking the natural. So far, pretty straightforward right now. Forgot to switch sources. Yeah, fair enough. But yes, I think next up, yeah, that is something I am practicing about, but yes. Doing a little bit better because I've moved where my windows and screens are, but alas. Alright, well, like I said, pretty straightforward openings right now. Spawning pool is on the way, and that's interesting. No gas yet from SCV Sir. Matheson, very polite too. Reaper in production, and we do have the gas started for Zerg. And yeah, we're looking at having a match between Tarker and Hababishi. I'm practicing that. That's to be the next match. Interesting. A tech lab is what's being built on the barrels, so we might be looking at some very early aggression right now. Now we might actually be seeing a bit of Loco a little bit later in the season. We've had some interest from both him and from Winter as far as helping with the casting goes, and we have quite a few Zerglings making their way across. Currently 8 Zerglings, and we will see how quick our friend Revenant Rage is. He does immediately raise the depot, but yeah, that's a very quick cancellation on that command center. The Reaper is just hanging out on the other side. We have SCVs coming for repair. I think they're going to hold. That Marauder is going to come out. And we have Reaper versus Heaven on the other side. There we go with that improved supply drop, which now not only adds more supply, but also increases the health. Supply depot. I love it. I've not really seen much with people making full use of that. Zerglings are dying off, so this aggression is over. However, SCV Sir taking his third, while Revenant Rage has not restarted the natural yet. So even if he's going to be doing that on high ground, that does need to get started. Siege tank is on the way, but it's going to be a while. And we do have another big group of Zerglings coming around just to make sure there's no expansion. Okay, they do not have Squeakins. Definitely point that out. So they're not going to be that great when it comes to surrounding. Starport coming, as is a Baneling Nest and a lair. Siege tech ready to go, and I think Revenant Rage is going to be pretty safe against more Baneling pressure for now. Definitely stands out. He's got quite a few Marauders out fairly early on. They do not have concussive shells yet, but they will be able to stand up very well to Banelings should that altercation come. And there is that Baneling nest. We also have a Widow Mine on the way. And the command center in the natural is getting going again. I think there is going to be some catching up to do as far as workers. Right now, SCV worker 41 to just 26. The mules help make up for that a little bit, but only so much. also Burrow is a third of the way done. I'm curious exactly how SCV Sir is going to be using it. I'm also curious whether SCV Sir's name is supposed to be ironic, since he names Zerg. And, alright, we have a Spire on the way, as well as more upgrades for the Terran units. Their overlords spread around. They're kind of making their way to the other side of the map so that SCV Sir can keep an eye on things. Engineering Bay is about to go down. And Baneling Speed. Right now, SCV Sir definitely has a supply advantage. And here we go. Here's a big problem, though. SCV Sir still hasn't done Zerglin Speed. He's actually doing Baneling Speed before Zerglin Speed. Ghost Academy is on the way. We're going to see what these guys can get done. There is that Widow Mine laying right there. And there we go, Zerglin Speed. I'm pretty sure it was just a slight mistake that it didn't get started until now. And the medevacs are getting loaded up, but they will probably be pushed down shortly afterwards. Here come the Banelings! Do get some kills, but Marauders blessed pretty well against them, as can Siege Tanks. And back to the drop. Revenant Rage still pretty far behind in his worker count. And we have Ghost Cloak coming right up. Ghosts are on the way, as are quite a few more Zerglings. So right now, we need both these players to figure out what their plan is. Zerglin Speed just about to complete. There aren't any units other than a couple of Queens in the main, so there is some potential for damage right here. And there are siege tanks. There's a siege tank in there as well. SCV Sir is going to have to react to this correctly. Got to pull the workers as quickly as possible. Get that Queen back. The Queen does go down. And here come the Zerglin. Speed has finished, and they get around that group. They'll be able to take down siege tanks fairly quickly, and I think that was pretty well defended. 5 drones did die. Now, so far, even though Revenant Rage does have a couple of engineering bays, he is not researching any upgrades just yet. Whereas we have melee attack and ground carapace almost done for SCV Sir. That's going to give him another edge to work with. Revenant Rage double expanded now. Worker count a little bit more even at the moment, 49 to 40. But Revenant Rage definitely behind in the army squad. Creep spread isn't bad, by the way. He is definitely connecting all the bases right now. Here we go. We have a Nidus network. Got this not at all suspicious looking overlord just hovering right there. And I think I know what its job is. And we have a nuke researching for Revenant Rage. This is going to be a very interesting matchup, especially when it comes to those things that people globally get alerts for. Expect a lot of and expect a lot of nuclear launch detected. And there we go. 2 Nidus worms are getting ready to pop out. So far, Revenant Rage has not responded to this. In fact, he is sending his army out to look rather than inside the base, so this could do a lot of damage. Here come the Banelings straight into the worker. Splash, 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 splash. This is not good for someone who's already behind workers. Here we go. Siege tanks are sieging, but they're also blocking the infantry from getting through. There we go. Great getting ready to clean up. The orbital is down. And hey! When in doubt, nuke like crazy. Yeah, everything has gotten back to the rooms though, so they will not be affected by this. Still, it is a very beautiful sight. 2 Nidus worms simultaneously nuked. Here come a few Zerglings just there to well, chew on the supply depots. This time, Nidus Worm will not be getting up. And all of these big tumors have been cleared as well. Zergling's popping out just little by little, though, and there are plenty of Marauders that are greet them along with that ghost. The Zerglings do take down a supply depot, and here comes another one. Revenant Rage, forced to try to recognize where these Niduses are going to pop. Right now, the mini-map is everything. Here we go. Zerglings coming out. Good number of them getting drawn over the infantry. They're going down, but the roaches between those might be another story. For the steady shot going off, and that was a lot of roaches. They are kind of stuck behind the minerals, but they managed to get their way out. Now they're in range. And away we go. We have the GG. Alright, intense game. That was that was complete with nukes and Nidus Worms, those two things that start with N and make a very alarming sound all over the map when you actually do get them.
Definitely. Crazy.
One of the big turning points was very early on. SCV Sir, he managed to get that command center cancelled. And then it was actually quite a while before Revenant Rage was able to get another out. Revenant Rage, what do
I
you
just
think?
tried to keep on pressure. I knew I wasn't building enough army, and all of a sudden I needed to really, really push out hard. So I tried to do the Nidus route. That's what I'll do when I'm forgetting, I guess, so that I can put on pressure faster.
Well, speaking of forgetting, I think Zergling's speed was the biggest one.
Yeah, definitely.
And I definitely could tell the moment you realized that wasn't there, but you'd already started on Balin speed, so... You know, that's just something... You know you've reached the high points of StarCraft once you don't even think about it. It's just kind of going to be there no matter what. Revenant Rage, what do you think? We got someone who's FSL material here?
Yeah, it was definitely a fun match. I forgot that Nidus worms exist, and I don't know if you saw the moment of panic when I heard the scream.
Yeah, I think
But
it looked like you were assuming that it was outside your base and that you were heading out to try to, you know, possibly eliminate some swarm hosts or something.
yeah,
Well, sometimes that's the way it goes. All right. There we go. All right. Okay. Well, impressive first showing. We're gonna go back to the diamonds for a match, and then, depending who's still around, we might do some slightly more multiplayer games. That sounds good to y'all.
Yep. Awesome.
All right. See you shortly. All right. So, Nucleo and Tarkor, you expressed an interest in another match, right?
Yeah, I haven't gotten one yet. I think Tarkor has.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
By the way, can you see my video, by the way? On my side, it's frozen.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, cool.
Let's just take a little look. Or, maybe it is frozen.
Here, I'll just, I'll reload the page.
Yeah. Oh, there you are. Yeah, just log in there again.
That's odd. My keyboard and mouse seem to be unresponsive.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, wait. Hold up. Okay, I think we're back. Problem with camera. Try again.
Yeah, I'm inviting both of you to party as well. Yeah, you might even want to reopen the browser.
Yeah, let me just restart. This is my old hardware, by the way, so
Okay. Well, we'll see how well it
could
holds
not
up.
start
I mean,
video source.
it is fortunate because StarCraft 2 is, at this point, kind of an old game.
Yeah, let me try unplugging and replugging my camera.
We'll give it a shot. But yeah, it was interesting. We saw you, but it did look like you were caught in a time warp.
Yeah.
But while you're working on that, tell us a little about yourself, Fred.
Oh yeah, so I'm a Zerg player. I've been playing since like Wings of Liberty on and off. I used to play Terran way back when, and switched to Zerg because in Heart of the Swarm their units looked so much better. So like I only did like one tournament way back in like Wings of Liberty when I was like playing Terran. I was like plat, like got eliminated right away and never like touched a tournament scene since really. But I'm glad you're putting this on.
Yep, this could be a very good chance to dip some toes in the water.
Okay, can you see me now?
Let me check. Yep. Okay, and you are moving. Even better.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, go ahead, bring up. Yeah, you join the party. Any preferences for map?
What's the map pool looking like?
Pretty bizarre, really. There's a few older maps, then there's some newer ones that are a bit more creative. There's Amygdala, El Dorado, Whispers of Gold, Ley Lines, and then there's some older stuff. Neon Violet Square.
I'm good with ley lines, just to name a map.
Alright, any objections, man?
Yeah, I'm cool with whatever. I mean,
Alright.
I can't remember what the maps are, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we remember the maps, and we remember the names of the maps. Not always both of them together.
Exactly, yeah, I'm sure I'll recognize it. But...
Alright. And choose your races, choose your colors, and we will get you going. After this, I think we're going to try for either a big team game or a free-for-all.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Everything's Zimba, people. Alright, we are heading into Ley Lines. But yeah, you ask anyone what's Zimba, you will get a variety of answers. GLHF. Alright, in the lower left we have the blue Terran. He is Tarkor. His opponent in the upper right. The Zerg in the red. He is Nucleo. Alright, speaking of Nucleos and Nuclei and nukes, very curious we're going to be seeing more Nidus Worms and nukes in this match. These guys are up in Diamond, and once again, they are new to the FSL. Overlord Scout going across. And we should be seeing a hatchery pretty soon. Alrighty, and no barracks yet. This is interesting. This is very interesting from Tarkor. He is, however, okay, going command center first. So a lot of people would still consider this a kind of cheese, but it's an economic cheese. So not aggressive, but definitely seeing if you can get a head start with economy. That is also going to be pretty interesting once the Overlord does get out of there. If Nucleo knows what he's doing, he's going to be checking and clicking on the barracks to see how far along it actually is. Of course, Overlords do take their time. They like to stop and float above the roses. Once again, just kind of basic check for proxies. Finding that is a requirement survival when it comes to diamond level. I've peeked into the diamond level briefly, but I'm generally more of a platinum dude. Barracks does complete before it's scouted. And the Overlord very much meant to kind of sneak in the back door of the base. It is not heading towards where the barracks generally would be. There's nothing like keeping your Overlord just a little out of Marine reach. Very anxiety-inducing, to tell you the truth. So far, they haven't really clashed. Doesn't look like there's going to be Reaper Scout. However, we do have a quartet of Zerglings that are going to check what's at the front door. There we go. Chasing down SCVs, getting the mule. The SCVs, I love it, kind of a group hug repairing. Oh, thanks about lowering the supply depot. Thinks better of it. Here come the Marines. We do lose a couple of SCVs, however, 3 actually, and all this time not mining either. Nucleo does take his 3rd. Zergling speed just about to complete. More Marines are on the way. So far, no factory. Just going classic triple barracks right now. Already getting the upgrades going too. Combat shields is started. And then on the other side of the map, got ourselves a Baneling nest. And Nucleo just moving Zerglings to everywhere he can, just to check to see where there's buildings going on. I think he'll be happy just to leave them there. Here comes another meal. This poor queen. Tiptoeing, 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 and run! Alright, I love it. Creep spread is coming across fairly well. We have a layer almost complete. And the defensive, the sport crawlers are going up. Sport crawlers these days are a lot more powerful than they once were. And here we go, just nothing but Marine. They're going to have shields in a moment. I'm very curious whether they're going to start researching the stim pack. Some of them stopping to burst a balloon or two. And here's where those Banelings might really come in handy. On top of that, yep, the Marines are on creep, so potentially if those are going to get behind them, Banelings can move up to them. And that is a lot of dead Marines very quickly. Our Banelings are all gone right now. Zerglings will have to reboot. There are 10 in production, and there are a handful of them morph into Banelings, and I think the strategy has been abandoned now. The Marines are heading back home. We do have even more barracks being built, however. Stem about halfway done, and we have Ling Bane getting ready to knock on the front door or knock it down. Unlike combat shields, you don't get a visual indicator on whether or not these guys have stem. Alright, Baneling speed has been started. Starport is just about complete. Now with this many Marines, he's going to be active with them. Whether it's going to be marching across or whether they're going to be hopping into their medevacs and making their way to be dropping mineral lines. However, there are Overseers, Overlords, Zerglings everywhere. Nucleo making absolutely sure that he has full map visibility or as close to it as he can get. Evolution Chamber is about to complete. And honestly, these Marines, just a few of them, could probably earn their money back just hunting Overlords right now. Alright, we are going on another attack. Still no medevac support, although there are a couple in production. They're going to go over here, and they should be able to get a very quick cancel on this base. Well, depends whether the Zerglings and the Banelings make it there first. They are clearing out some creep tumors. And there we go. There's the cancel right there. Just kind of tiptoeing forward, keeping their backs against the ledge to make sure they can't be completely surrounded. And I'm liking this, just seeing what they can do as far as eliminating units, eliminating creep tumors. Oh, but they do not make it out of there. And there's the classic Zergling keeping the command center from landing. In StarCraft 2, there's no such thing as squish. Tarker being very good, just making sure he's got the defenses here, but this is a lot of Zerglings. 56 Zerglings, accompanied by 9 Banes. He's going to have to lift that up again very quickly. And here we go. We are really hitting hard with the basic units here. There we go. Banelings do have speed. He's ready to heal, ready to pick up should he need to. Right now the Zerglings very much getting in the way of the Banelings. Supply depots go up, and it gets bashed open. There are still a few Banelings left. And Nucleo seeing how many worker kills he can get. Zerglings getting drawn over to where the Marines are. A lot of those Marines are very low health. Meanwhile, the SCVs taking matters into their own hands, doing a little bit of cleanup of some of the remaining Zerglings. Now right now, Tarker has 4 bases. I mean, Nucleo has 4 bases. Tarkor having a little bit of trouble getting his 3rd established. Going to be getting +1/+1 upgrades very quickly here. So far, still on layer tech. Just look at that. Zerglings and Overlords just spying everywhere. Mineral only units. And here we go. Big drop coming up. There's a lot to catch that on the way, or at least get a look at it. Ooh, and we are splitting those medevacs up. 3 going east, 3 going north. And this is where we can put Nucleo to the test as far as how much he's able to divide up his defense. Deal with multiple hotspots at once. Here we go. Now the northern one not spotted quite as early. There's a lot of creep tumors over here. And hats off to Nucleo as far as the creep spread goes. So couple spots to be dropped at. There was plenty to defend up top. A lot of Marine splatter in there. Tarker still has a supply lead overall. Please be ready to hop them back and retreat. And away we go. He is going to be dropping 1 medevac full on the high ground. Meanwhile, still has some medevacs over in the east, but they are empty and being forgotten. All but one of them getting picked off. So it's a double-edged sword, basically, when you're attacking 2 places at once. Your opponent has to defend 2 places, but you also have to keep an eye on your units in 2 separate places. Still very much focusing on the Marines. For Tarkor, however, his opponent getting moving with some other units. Hydralisks. 14, 15, 16 workers go down. Problem, there's a lot of Marines, but there's only so many places they can be at once. And only so effective they can be if they are divided up. And 1 Zergling just picking away. Alright, there's the Citizen's Arrest for you. Here we go. Again, big group of Marines on creep. 2-2 to 1-1. So the upgrades are very much favoring Nucleo right now. Armory almost complete. Yep, armory is done. That means that Tarker can start researching +2/+2 at his leisure. And look at all these Hydras picking off medevacs as they're backing away. Despite all the damage on the creep tumors, Nucleo's creep spread is still very impressive. Look at this. This Overlord here is still just very much at large. Here we go. Attack of the third is only just established. We have Banelings, Hydras, and Zerglings all heading there. The Command Center goes down along with 11 workers. In the battle of attrition, Nucleo is definitely coming up on top. And here we go at the same time, taking a page from his opponent's book and hitting another expansion simultaneously. He does manage to pick it up. Entire keyboard just am. I don't know about that. I think you're thinking about Brood War. By default, Marines are hotkey to aim. StarCraft 2. The Zerglings just everywhere, doing damage in any mineral line that Tarkor has. Right now, Nucleo has twice the worker count. There we go, Marines yet again cleaning up, but each time those Zerglings are getting the benefit of this all. This orbital has, it is being saved, it is almost out of the red. The Zerglings coming home to deal with these Marines and medevacs. 3-3 being researched for Zerg. Here we go. It's a big drop, but honestly not all of those medevacs were full. Frustrating thing being, you can just pick up and back away each time. Those Hydralists are not going to be as fast as the Zerglings, even when they are on creep with their upgrade. By the way, bonus points if you research is lunge. I haven't seen lunge used in a lot of FSL matches yet, and I want it. Alright, more Marines going down. Tarkor continuing, despite it all, to have the army advantage, but a lot of that's in medevacs right now. And medevacs are only particularly helpful if they have units to both either heal or transport. It's the frustrating thing here. Both of them are having to drive their opponents away, killing their workers. Nucleo, I'd say, has definitely had more luck with that, or at least with re-establishing the worker count. 61 workers to just 30. Interestingly, with all this Marine focus, Tarkor definitely isn't fully saturating his gas, and doesn't need to. He's got quite a bit in reserve. 14 Hummer, here we go. Marine against Main. The Hydra's having to back away. Oh, and there we go. Nucleo has taken this after another big series of Banelings. Alright. Heavy duty tier 1 unit action. I've got to give it to both of you. You guys were just constantly keeping each other on their toes. Just killing base after base, dropping, running in. Now that...
Yeah, it definitely was a slugfest.
Yeah, neither of you left unscathed. Eventually those Banelings and those Hydralists ended up paying off.
Oh yeah, I felt like I didn't really have the opportunity to get to my desired drone count. I kept like looking in the top right, and I'm like, really, only that many? It's like, no, I need units right now. This guy's too aggressive.
Exactly, and a good chunk of it, you actually had twice the worker count he did. So, I mean, meeting your goal.
Well, I tried to attack. Yeah.
Issue with my mic. Let me see. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
I can hear you fine. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try adjusting this just a little bit. It's gonna be very telling once I watch the VOD of this, but here, we've got quite a few players here too. Alright. Yep. I think what I'm gonna do next is just bring the newer players in all for a free-for-all here.
Cool.
Alright, so it's time for a little bit more chaos. I think it's time for a nice, casual free-for-all.
Whoa. Oh shit.
A nice,
Yeah.
relaxing free for all.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
where you have to be careful about gaining anyone's attention at all. So just one moment, I'm gonna bring up.
Tucker, when you play Mass Marine, never move out without medevacs.
You talking about the first push?
Yeah.
Or do you mean general?
Never do
Yeah,
it.
so
Never do it without medevacs. Yeah.
yeah, the first push is the timing that I've been using. I only play in like Diamond 3-ish. But I try to deny scouting, and then I try to hit at 5 minutes with like 20 something Marines with combat shields. I know usually you go for like medevacs, but I go CC first, and then usually if I can deny scouting, I can get some damage done. But he had like 3 banelings, and I had the worst micro of my life, and I just charged straight into him, and it was rough. But
I remember that moment. Yeah, I was like, I'm not sure if
usually-
this is gonna be enough.
yeah, usually I can split pretty decent, but like my hands over here like shaking because I'm I
Yep.
got like the performance nerves,
It's
and so
really
my splits are crap. Every split was just me running into your banelings. It was so bad.
Your
Or
SUV
stutter
syrup?
stepping, like you just did some generic stutter stepping as well,
Yeah.
which worked for a little bit, especially when I was off creep.
Yeah. But
I mean, honestly, medevacs maybe not quite as important if you don't bother with stim pack. And SCV, sir, if you could leave the party you're in, so I can invite you.
Oh, sure.
The other
Answering
thing-
Revenant Rage's question, yes, there is a way to show their names. I don't know what it is, but I'll research it for next time.
The other thing that I noticed too is you had some pretty good like drop between like the 4th and then the main. A lot of
When you drop,
a
you
lot
need
of-
to keep
Yeah.
your Marines alive.
oh yeah, everything about that was like a showcase on how to not play well. All the drops were just
the
like,
idea was there though,
panic.
like.
Yeah.
The idea was there though, because like a lot of people won't keep their units on separate hotkeys to deal with Terran that'll drop between like the high ground and low ground. But
Yeah, you did a really good job with the counter-attacking. I wasn't ready for that, because no one... Like, so I play usually around Diamond 3. I hit Diamond 2, and then I, like, took a break for a couple months. But usually, like, Diamond 3, hardly anyone is, like, counter-attacking. They're all just defending. So I just didn't even think about it until I looked down and all my SCVs were killed. And I was like, oh, God.
yeah,
This
like
guy's... he's quick.
whatever is going on your side is just as well going on their side. Like if you can make even a little bit of noise for them, like you are in a great spot. It's basically like the Zerg equivalent of a drop, because Zerg doesn't use dropper lords that often.
True, yeah. No, it was well played.
Thank you.
I look
Well,
forward to
you-
getting a little more practice. Maybe I can give you a tougher match next time.
Oh yeah, no, like mix in some other units there, a little bit more splitting, like I'd be cooked.
Yeah, I almost swapped to Protoss because my Terran versus Zerg is so bad if I'm not quick, you know, like if I don't have the carpal tunnel from splitting, then it's so hard to play Marines. I probably should have tanks, honestly, but I'm not smart enough to get tanks yet, so.
I don't even think you would have to switch to tanks. Maybe just mix in a couple Marauders and use them to shield for your Marines.
Utherm always tells me not to. He doesn't tell me. Utherm always says don't make Marauders against Zerg. He says just make mines or tanks. So I made neither. So.
When the Zerg gets Banelings, you need to make Marauders. When the Zerg gets Roaches,
Okay.
you need to make Marauders. When it's Mass Thing, then yeah, you do need just Marines. Because Marauders are trash for these Marines. Or Zerglings.
Yeah.
So like, you should have Marauders versus Banelings.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Because they absorb
just
smash.
next time. That's
Also,
true. Yeah.
Widow mines are really good as well. Like to micro against
Yes.
Widow mines, it's like a special kind of micro that's like different
Yeah.
than microing versus tanks.
Mines versus
Yeah, that's
Lingbane, and then
I would
tanks
so
versus
much rather
Roaches.
get tanks than Widow mines against me if
Widow
I'm going
mine-
like
Widow-
banelings.
I hate Widow Mines.
Alright, Medic,
Yeah.
what are you saying?
If it's Lingbane, you should always go Mines instead of tanks.
Okay, good. Well, next time I'm gonna run some mines at you, and you're gonna get cooked. Have a Vichy.
Yeah, good luck
forward to it.
with going against Widow mines. They're like the most annoying thing I can think of.
They're even annoying in like TVT. Like, anytime there's Widow mines, it just annoys me. Like, they just always blow me up.
It
Terran
especially
just
annoys me
keeps
once that
frustrating.
upgrade kicks in and I can't see them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't actually know what the
It's like
upgrades are.
I know you're there. You just blew me up.
How does it? I don't actually know how the Widowmine upgrade works. I've played so long, but I feel like it changed.
It keeps them hidden after they fire, and it lets them burrow faster.
So they used to be hidden after an armory, right? But did that get changed? That's
Yeah. It used to be just when you got the armory they'd be hidden, I believe. But now you have to research drilling claws to get the cloak.
Okay.
All right, I have to open up the debate here. Should broodlords be useful? Yes or no? Let's hear from everybody.
What do you mean by the question?
You know how everyone on Reddit is like talking about like how the broodlord is like kind of a useless unit.
Oh, I
Oh.
disagree with that. No. It's really useful, actually.
I think it's really good, and you should only make broodlords next time we play.
Got it.
It's a really good strategy, trust me.
I'll rush straight to broodlord.
Like, broodlords are like they're just like, I don't think they're bad. They're just like really specific, you know. They
Like a
have a
wizard
certain
ambush.
function.
I
Like-
agree. Like even now, like I feel like broodlords have like a specific niche, but they used to be a lot more powerful. Like they definitely don't do as
Yeah.
much damage as they used to.
Good thing
But maybe
is
that's
but
not
they're
the
like-
role.
they're-
is powerful.
If you have to like siege, for example, against a Terran, broodlords are basically the only one capable of doing that. Yeah, swarm hosts are like okay, but they're not gonna be as good at like as broodlords, I think.
Yeah. Swarm hosts are definitely like more of a versus mech thing. The trouble with broodlords though is just they get shot out of the sky so easily by Thors. As
Yeah,
well as
that's why
Vikings,
you-
obviously. But any other balance discussions people would like to bring up?
Well, obviously Zerga's imbalanced. I mean, come on,
Obviously.
Cyril, right? It's
Yeah.
I actually used to play Terran. I played Plat
I
Terran.
mean,
until the
Clem
end of
has
Wings of
shown
Liberty.
that like Terran is pretty good, I think.
Oh yeah, no, Terran. Clem is very good.
And like Maxpax has beaten Zerg as well, so I don't know. It's weird to like say Zerg is broken when you have Cyril as an example. Like Cyril won the Finnish nationals as Terran. It's
Oh,
just
for real?
Cyril.
That's-
Yeah. He off-raced a Finnish national like tournament and as Terran and won.
Yeah, Cyril was
What a
both
power
like
move.
the best thing to happen to Zerg and the worst thing to happen to Zerg at the same time.
We just need
Yeah,
to
pretty
nerf
much.
Cyril.
Yeah, somehow
Yeah,
we need to.
I think
We need to have him play on a 90% handicap.
For real.
I think the better option is like he should play one-handed, you know?
Wait, you guys play with both hands? No, I'm just kidding.
I've been playing with a racing steering wheel this whole time. Just me.
I've been playing with a Wii remote and nunchuck.
Oh dear. Bro, can you imagine? Can you imagine losing to someone playing with the Xbox controller or something?
Wasn't StarCraft on the Wii? Something stupid like that?
No way.
I think
I'm
you're
not
thinking
sure.
Halo Wars.
I think they
Yeah,
were
I was
trying to
thinking
make
some
StarCraft
The original
go.
was on the Nintendo
RTS on a
64,
Wii.
and a lot of the buttons did a bunch extra as far as how many units it select or what they do automatically. So, okay, number one, I can't find the button in our webcam thing for adding names. I'm missing something obvious, I'm pretty sure.
Alright, we'll get it next time.
Well, maybe we should do like name signs on each like chest or something.
Hello, my name is. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Rock band drum kit, yeah.
So I understand my name tag on my head already works.
I drew on my screen.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, then another weird thing going on is it's not showing me all my maps.
It's been doing the same to me as well.
Really?
I'm
Okay.
not sure why.
It's so odd.
So how many different teams are in this league?
At the moment, I
I
think
think
5
we
of
had
them.
4 or 5. Yeah.
So we might be shifting the number around a little bit.
Can I invite my own people for a league? Like, I have friends who are in different skill levels, and I would love
You
to.
can invite them. I still have to vet them once they are up.
Of course, but if they
But yes,
pass
by
the
all means.
vetting,
Yep, by all means, spread the word.
oh,
Yeah,
I can
I'm
make
fully
my own
planning on
team.
advertising as well. Just any of my friends that play this game. I feel like a lot of my friends they get stressed out by this game too. Like they don't they don't necessarily like StarCraft because of like how much things you have to manage for it. But I do have some people I've just met on the ladder that I could circulate this to.
And I can do coaching for like people that are like below platinum, because I can't do it above that.
On the teams, yeah.
If you're just starting.
Okay, so for whatever the latest bug is, I can't seem to actually get. Yes, there are some lower league deals. There's Code B, Code A, and Code S. Diamond is usually considered Code S. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna bring up 3v3. So,
I've
Are you
never
looking for a
been called
specific map?
Codas in my life. I never thought I'd be called Codas.
yeah, sure.
Are we doing
All
4v4?
depends who you're in there with. I was looking for Tectonic Rift.
So I'm seeing we are 8 people, which means
Yeah, which means
3v3?
Revenant Rage probably will just be casting for me or something.
Okay.
Okay, here. I'm just gonna create a 3v3 lobby.
Yeah, it's weird. It's not pulling everything up.
Most of these
It's
will
a
save
Blizzard
locally
game.
anyway. It's not showing me previews either. That is very odd.
Alright, whoever's on my team, we gotta win, okay? I can't take 3 L's in one day. I can't handle it, so.
So no free for all.
Oh, free for
No.
all? Yeah, I think he said no.
No.
Yeah, no, we're just gonna do a team game.
Okay. Okay. Good to
And
know.
Hyper
Good to
Turtle,
know
it
that I
looks
don't
like
attack my teammates.
it looks like you can add the labels on your stream by doing ampersand show labels after the URL.
I'll check it out. Here. Alright, there's someone who hasn't joined yet.
I think I may. No, I was trying,
Shade Healer.
but can you? Yeah, it was loading, I think, when I accidentally
Probably try to
cancelled it.
download the map.
Probably.
Oh,
Alright. So yeah, probably downloading. There's something goofy with the the custom map list for some reason.
Mine is currently saying like waiting for party 7 of 8.
Same.
Yeah.
So is there someone like who didn't press accept or something?
SCV, sir?
Because
Are you in there?
I accepted
Or-
already.
Okay.
I
Is there
don't.
someone who says it's
I
like
can't.
downloading?
For
Yeah,
me,
there's
it's like
someone-
it won't like start downloading or anything before like. I don't think.
I think it downloads before it says the message.
Oh, okay.
Anyone here play Protoss? This is all Zerg.
Okay.
Here.
Now, yeah. Now we're here.
I'm Toss.
Alright. Alright. Put me with Shade. We're gonna do a mass cannon rush.
Wait,
just
why
kidding.
is it 2v2 right now?
3v1. Okay, let's go.
Good luck.
Oh yeah, and I have the friggin'... Is it diamonds and... like, all diamonds?
I was trying.
Well, actually, we are all very high elo. Okay, medic,
this is about
you
fair.
will carry us.
Alright, Nucleo, you gotta carry us.
Me? Alright, I'll do my best.
Do we go to
Well,
different chats as well?
Yeah, let's go into our
Yeah, I'll
own
be
team
dividing
chat.
you in there.
Thank
oh,
you.
sick.
Oh,
I've never got to play teams on the chat before. That's awesome.
It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, playing on the ladder sucks. You have to type
I'll move
everything.
you out now.
Sick.
Okay, Revenant, you ready to do some casting?
Yep. Tired of embarrassing myself for one day.
Hey, I'm on mic constantly. I'm all about embarrassment. And there we are. We are doing Sandstorm. Slightly newer one. 2 pocket bases in the back. Alright, one by one. In the upper left, we have our Protoss player. He is Shade Dealer. His teammate, the Zerg in the red. He is Nucleo. And Zerg partner number 2 in the green, Sopoli. Their opponents in the lower right, we have the pink Zerg. He is SCV Sir. His teammate, the Terran, in the light blue, Medic Jr. And here's our Protoss, just as we were saying, in the orange, Charcor. Alright. We have a suspicious looking probe over here. That would be Shade Healer, and I think he's going to be going for cannons again. He does have the forge out already.
Yep.
Zergs are expanding, as you'd expect. And SCV Sir, he is singling out the lowest ranked player on the opposing team. I figured that would even out a bit since this team also has a Masters player at the moment. Now the big trick, don't panic, deal with it as you can. Be ready to give up on it when you must. Here we go, 2 cannons. We do have a Reaper that is going to be moving out from Medic Jr. But 2 cannons and a gateway. So I think the upper left team...
I think this might do some good damage. If you look, SCV still has no vision of the cannon rush.
Yep, now he does. Just in time to see him go up. we're gonna need some help from teammates here. That hatchery probably already lost. But they're gonna be following up with the gateways protected by those cannons. SCV Sir, I think, making the right call, just moving the Zerglings back for now. The upper left team just looking to possibly make an early advantage. Oh no, don't. That's one of the things with cannons and these other range things. When they hit, some of the nearby units automatically will try to go on the offensive unless you got them in a hold position. Oh, that probe running for its dear little life. And there aren't a ton of cannons for this, so we do take out one of them.
I do think he would have had a really good chance to stop it a little bit earlier if he would have attacked with the broodling stuff. Like,
Yep,
brought
the
in
more targets, the
everything
better.
with them. Yeah.
In the end, you got to make that call. Whether you want to make the expansion somewhere else, whether you want to add Ravagers. Alright. We have 5 Zerglings and a Reaper moving in on the base of Sopley. That's interesting. Hatchery going down in kind of an awkward spot, then getting cancelled anyway. But SCV Sir is just taking the middle expansion here. I think that's a good call. We got green and red Zerglings coming in from either direction right now. Tarkor, interestingly, is definitely ahead on the supply, although looks like some of them Phoenixes, which don't clean up Zerglings especially quickly. And Medic Jr. moving out with some nice Marine play. Another cancel, another new hatchery. And SCV Sir does have, not SCV Sir, Medic Jr. You've got a tank there with another one on the way. One pylon. We've got air upgrades coming for Tarkor. Ground upgrades coming for Shade Healer. Yeah, I don't think those zealots are gonna make it out there unless they're recalled. Tarkor moving out. That is a total of, what, 8 Phoenixes.
6.
Yeah, 6 over there, but there's 2 more on the other side. And the cleanup has completed. SCV Sir's got some catching up to do, but there's some damage being done in the meantime. Phoenix play always... What?
I can definitely relate to the situation that Medic's in currently. It feels like every team game, I'm the punching bag. Yeah. I do like the call to go Phoenixes for Tarkor, though. I believe that, especially with how passive his other 2 teammates have had to be, it's a good chance
Gotta get
for
the murder
some.
kills in. And
Yeah.
Tarkor is adding a fleet beacon. Now the great thing about Phoenixes and these really big team games is that there's just so much for them to get. There's so much area to fly around. Whether they're hunting overlords, whether they're harassing workers, it is so hard to have defenses everywhere that they can move. Here we go. Medic Jr. just hitting hard. Marine Siege Tank Medevac. Well, Shade Healer has more gateways on the way along with Templar Archives. Medic Jr. is getting pretty close to completing the research. Force for that's combat shooting. A lot of Ravagers here, but they're up against some very mobile units. Fire raining from the sky. Hector is just doubling down on those units. He's got more on the way. Shade Healer's got Storm being researched. The Medivacs are all out of energy, so looks like the Marines are going to be falling back a bit, but there are plenty more on the way. I think he accidentally stemmed some of them before they were in the combat area. Phoenix Siege Tank would be such a brutal combo. You got some guys really dominating the skies and some guys dominating all over the ground. So, on the way. The Ravager is having trouble actually getting to a range where they can actually drop the files on the tank.
Yeah, where they have hit the vials, they've been doing some really good damage, so.
I like Shade Healer's move. He came in from behind. Got quite a few high Templar. I think I would have liked feedback more than Sonic Storm there, but either way, this offense has been driven off. Now Sopoli is really the one hurting the most, down to only 30 supply. Everyone else, pretty much the 90s, if not hundreds. And they're looking to see if they can do any damage on the other side, but they're going to have to move very closely together for this. Ghost Academy is being built by Medic Jr. The Phoenix is just really slow in the move outs. FCB has some families of his own. They do not have speed yet, so they're just kind of working to catch up. And Sopoli, who's already behind, is going to lose a base now too. He's definitely been getting the hardest hits this match. Ghosts are coming out for us for Medic Jr. So I keep getting Medic Jr. and FCB Sir mixed up since they both start with the Terran unit.
Yeah.
And one of them isn't even Terran. Story. Medic Jr. definitely ahead of the crowd as far as supply count goes. He is getting these Marines, Marauders, Medivacs right into the thick of it and just keeping Sopoli out of this game. Not a stock that it counts, but the SCB Sir, this is his time. He is fired up about being the victim of that cannon rush. And he has plenty of Ling Bane to work with. Shade Healer has a decent supply count, but his teammates are dropping and dropping. Get to the point where the upper left team just doesn't have any damage. Alright,
Yeah,
Cleo, GGWP, we got the GGs flying. And the lower right has this. Get everyone back in chat.
We fought and we did something.
Indeed you did.
Yeah, it wasn't enough.
Powerful cannon rush at the beginning, but in the end, the Phoenixes and Marines just managed to take things down little by little.
Yeah, that contain was really solid. It really put us behind.
What happened to the High Templar?
They got
The Phoenix ate them.
They got lifted up mostly.
Yeah. I was thinking, Static Storm, it's nice, but against Phoenixes, I really
They got
do-
even higher than
I
they needed to
forgot that
be.
I can
I
feedback
prefer
them, and I
feedback,
only
yes.
realized it.
They were
today.
already fine. The Phoenix could have just shot them there.
I think my personal thing with the High Templar, I think you should have focused more on having Archons. They would have not only fought better, because the thing about High Templar is you have to rely on the spell casting. And if there's that many Phoenixes, you're not going to feed back them all. And they're just going to sit there and over time whittle and whittle and whittle.
Well, the fun thing is that Archons are considered massive, so they can't be lifted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do agree that in hindsight maybe this should have been done, but we blame that we didn't have enough time to plan it out. Like it wasn't our
Yeah.
fault really. Like if anything, it was everyone else's fault.
Makes sense.
Yeah, agreed.
As Winter once said, it's not about winning or losing, it's about going and complaining on the internet.
Exactly.
Right? And there's
Yeah.
plenty of time for that.
Yeah.
Base.
Alrighty, so
Yeah. So we didn't have Terrans either. So Terran is obviously broken. So. Yep.
Totally.
Yeah, you guys also had the variety pack, which made it difficult to decide what units to build. Because really, my heart wanted to do Ling Hydra Baneling, but then there was a Zerg player, so I didn't want to also add in the Baneling micro on top of that.
Oh yeah.
Well,
But no, it was really fun. Thank you so much for this game as well.
yeah, definitely. So we're going to be wrapping it up for now. But there is a new season coming up. There is going to be a draft before too much longer as well. So thank you for showing us all what you bring
Can
to the
I
table.
join?
Yeah, awesome.
Alright. We will be seeing you
Am
all
I allowed
soon.
to play?
Alright. Take care.
All right.
I'm sure
Thank you
we'll
for
find
this.
a place for you.
Will we be on YouTube?
Yes, YouTube will be there. I'll share the links.
YouTube.
And even though I don't
I don't
have
know
the
if I'm
clip,
ready to be famous.
even though I don't have the clip yet, is it fine? And like,
Yeah,
or
something
should I
very
quickly do
important.
it?
You can share clips if you want to.
No, I mean like the me clip.
Oh, yeah, you can
If-
send it over to me. We didn't have them ready to go today.
Okay, so it means that it's not bad if I don't have it yet.
Right.
No,
we'll
just
do
get it
as
in as
quickly
soon
we
as
can.
you can.
Okay.
Alright.
You
I'll
guys
do
can
that.
hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
Nice shades.
So yeah.
Alright. Until next time, friends. Later.
Thank you for the pings. Thank you for hosting it. Thank you for playing against me, and thank you, my teammates, for being with me. And
I'm
the
glad I got to
opposing
beat
team was
you.
noobs anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Alright.